Nicole here with Roots to Rise. We're going to be going through a nice, quick core workout. Not something we typically like or even really recommend, but we know that this is kind of something that a lot of people really like and enjoy. So we're going to give you our favorite core movements that hopefully you'll enjoy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start warming up the core with our bird dog. So this is one of our favorite movements that we do, not only for people with low back pain, but just to kind of help warm up at the start of a workout or within the workout itself by adding some intensity. So we're going to come on to all fours here. Our shoulders are going to be right over top of our wrists and our knees are going to be underneath our hips here. Plant your toes down and we're just going to start simply with making sure the core is engaged. So making sure your tail is not pointed up. So we want to make sure that we're bringing our hips and ribs together. So a good way to do that is to pull that belly button up towards the spine, okay? So from this position now, keeping that core nice and tight, you can always just tap in to make sure. We're going to extend our right hand out in front and bring it back. Make sure it stays on the ground. Left hand out in front, bring it back. We're going to go right leg out. Now what's important here is we don't move our hips. Now bring it back, and then left leg out and bring it back. So we're going to go through that one more time, and then we're going to get into adding opposite arm, opposite leg. So when I say don't move your hips while you're in this position, a lot of people will shift their hip up and back down. So I'll do this from the front so you can see it that way. So when I extend the hip or extend the leg out, a lot of people will shift over to the opposite side or they'll raise their hip up. Okay, really important, you lock it in and you should see little to no movement as you extend those legs, okay? So here we go. We're gonna go right arm, right leg, left leg, okay? So make sure that core is turned on. We're going to go right arm, back, left arm, back, right leg, back, left leg, back. One more time. One, back, left, back, right leg, left leg. Now we're going to do the same thing, just raising the arm off the ground. So right leg forward, raise it using those back muscles, bring it back down and in. Left arm up, down, and back. Right leg out. Use your glute, your bum to raise your leg. And if that raise is only an inch off the floor right there, that's no problem. You also want to make sure we don't lose that connection and arc through the back. So make sure we're still pulling it in. So let's do that again. Right arm out, lift, down, back. Left arm out, lift, down, back. Right leg out, lift, down, back. Don't move those hips. Left leg out, lift, down, back. So you may be staying in that position. If you can progress, we're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. This is where it gets trickier to not move around. So we're going to go right arm, left leg. Extend it out for 3, okay? So we're going to extend it out, lift, down, in. Same side, out, lift, back, in. Same side, out, lift, back, in. Other side, out, lift, back, in. So we've got left hand, right leg, lift, back, in. Last one, out, lift, back, in. Okay, so you should be feeling a little bit warmer through the core now that it's been turned on. We're going to get into 3 movements that we enjoy doing a lot. You're going to feel it in the arms, the legs, and the core, but there's a little bit more focus on the core for this. So the first move we're going to do is from our Animal Flow program. We're going to come back onto our heels. If you can, not everyone can sit like this, and we're going to get into child's pose. Okay, so I'm going to do it from this side, and I'm going to do it kind of on an angle so that you can see the movements that way. So plant your toes underneath, bring your bum back towards your heels, and you're going to reach your arms as far forward as you can. So this is often known as child's pose in yoga, okay? So bringing the head down, reaching those arms, planting those toes down. Press your hands into the ground and now lift your knees up just an inch off the floor. You'll feel the core, shoulders, and quads give in. Now what we're going to do is you're just going to push your body forward, bringing your shoulders over top of your wrists. And now bring it back. We're going to do 5 of those. Bring it forward. Bring it back. Don't let those knees touch the ground at all. Keep moving through this. 2 more. Push it forward. Push it back. Last one. Push it forward. Push it back. Okay, so now what we're going to do, it's kind of the warm up into this move called Beast Reach. We're going to add in one leg forward. Okay, so I'm going to run through this first, and then we're going to get into it. Okay, so you're going to come into that same position. I'm going to call left leg Beast Reach. Okay, so you're going to bring that bum up, bring your left leg up, and I want you to bring your knee in front of your elbow, okay? Not all flexibility is there. As long as you can bring it forward there, that's no problem. Then we come back. Then we go right leg and back, okay? So from the angle here, come down, one leg, other leg, okay? So we're gonna get into 10 of those, okay? It's gonna burn, and you're gonna love it. So I'll do these on an angle. So coming back into what we call our loaded beast, and we're gonna go into right leg Beast Reach, return back to loaded beast. Left leg Beast Reach, return back to loaded beast. This is going to be 10 reps per side. Gonna be fun. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg Beast Reach, return to loaded beast. Left leg Beast Reach, return to loaded beast. If I'm moving too quick for you, move at your own pace. The video, you can just pause me. Good, we're going into 3. Right leg Beast Reach, and back. Left leg Beast Reach, and back. Good, we're going into 5 on each side. This is our halfway point. You should feel that core kicking in as well as your shoulders and your legs. Make sure you're breathing. This is 7, right leg. Return. Left leg. Return. Keep pushing. Return. Good. Got 1 more on each side. One more here. Last one. Beautiful. All right. You should be feeling that real good now. We're going to come up and go into a plank walk. And I always like to add in a little bit extra versatility and switching things up with this move, because you can create a lot of instability, which will help work the stability and stabilization in the shoulders, the hips, and the core. Okay, so we've got a plank walk. We're going to add a mountain climber in, nice and slow and controlled, and then a shoulder tap. Okay, shoulder taps are a little bit more challenging. If you need to drop to your knees to do these, not a problem at all. You can also just wrist tap, forearm tap, elbow, bicep, or the full shoulder tap. Work within your range. Don't try and push to the highest level because you think it will work your core more. It likely won't, because you will be shifting so much through your lower body and your hips that your core won't get the activation that you really truly want out of it, okay? So, for a plank walkout, we're going to start from standing. Feet are going to be hip distance apart, okay? What's really important with this is that we hinge from the hips. We don't just drop forward from the upper body, okay? Be soft on the knees. I'll do this more from the side. Kind of crack at the hips there, bend those hips, bring it down, touch the floor, and then you're gonna walk your hands out. So I like to walk it with my knees bent, so I get into kind of that bear crawl position. Walk it out into that nice strong plank. Make sure shoulders are over wrists, and you're not dipping or bum isn't high, okay? If you need to drop to your knees from this position, really effective way to maintain the core and work within your limits. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a mountain climber. Mountain climber. Then, I'm actually gonna show this from the front, sorry. Then we're gonna come up for shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Now what I see often with these shoulder taps is this, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. If you're doing that, you've lost the move, okay? So really make sure you've locked it in. If you need to drop to your knees, you can even extend opposite leg and do your shoulder tap there. Similar to what we did in bird dog, if you remember that the very first move we did. So what that will do is it will create a little bit more stability with that kind of tripod effect, but it will allow that crossbody sling to be challenged a little bit more, okay? So after we do those shoulder taps, we're gonna come off our knees, or if we're not on our knees, we're gonna stay there. We're gonna bend them now, and we're gonna walk back and come on up, okay? So we're going to walk out, mountain climb, shoulder tap, walk it back, okay? We're gonna do 5 of them. Okay, so I'll do it a bit from the angle here. So here we go, cracking at those hips, bring it down, walk it into that plank. You can also just hold your plank here. Otherwise, you've got pull, tap, tap. Bend those knees, walk your hands back. I find it really helpful to maintain stability by really pressing those hands and feet into the ground. So hinging, coming down, here we go, climb it in, tap, tap, walk it back. Good, that's 2. 3 more, hinge, walk it up, climb, tap, tap. So just like in our bird dog, make sure those hips and ribs are driving towards each other. So check it now, are they connected? Hinge it back, walk it out, climb it in, tap it out, good, walk it back. Whew, we got one more, here we go. Hinge it out, walk it out, climb it in, tap, tap, walk it back. Amazing. So a lot of times we like to add those in as finishers. We'll do, say, 10 of them. We'll add it in as a 5-minute finisher. Do just your walk out. Walk it out, walk it back for 1 minute. Next minute, walk it out, climb it in, walk it back for 1 minute. Next minute, tap, tap. Add in a 4th one if you wish. Sometimes we do tap outs, or we'll do a little extra push forward. Then for that final 5th minute, you add it all together. You've got a great big combination, and usually in that minute, you'll only get maybe 4 to 5 in, because you've got this nice long combo in your plank, okay? So that's how you can make it more intense and make it a bit more of a routine and a workout than just holding a plank, okay? Last one we're gonna do is our all-time favorite, our dead bug. It's gentle on the backs. It's really effective at working the entire core from your back all the way around to your 6-pack that apparently we all need. So it works what we call our transverse abdominis muscles. They come around from the back, they crisscross, they help with shape, they help with, but more importantly, they help with stability, okay? And core function, rotating and flexion and extension. Okay, so we're gonna come onto our ground. Arms are gonna come up, and in this position, similar to what we had just done in plank, we wanna drive those ribs down and meeting with with our hips as well, without, I don't know if you can see this, without rolling up so much that we've now engaged our glutes. We don't want to be there, okay? So another really great way to do this is let out a real big cough. And as soon as you've done that, you've locked in your abs and you've locked in your hips and your core exactly the way you want it to be. So let out a nice big cough or a nice big huh, and then you've got that nice position, okay? So this is your first progression. Coming from here, we're all going to start. You can add this as a little bit of a warm-up too. It's great because this is your squat pattern as well. So it's great to add at the opening end of a workout. So we're going to extend our right leg without moving our hips. Try to touch that calf to the ground, bring it back up. Extend our left leg, trying to touch that calf to the ground without those hips moving and staying nice and locked in the center. Awesome, bring it back. We're going to bring that right hand behind us as far as comfortable or possible, or you can also bring it out to the side. Bring it back up, now left out to the side or behind you, whatever's comfortable, bring it back. Let's go through that rotation again. So we're going to extend right leg, trying to touch the calf down, bring it back. Left leg, touch that calf down. Bring it back. And right arm back. And up. Left arm back. And up. So this may be your end game here. If not, let's progress forward. So we're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping those feet on the ground. So right arm, left leg, bringing it down, touching that thumb and calf to the ground, bringing them back up at the same time so they rest at the same time. Left arm, right leg down. Good, bring it back up. Let's do 2 more on each side. Right arm, left leg. Bring it back. Left arm, right leg. And up. And 1 more time on each side. And back. And opposite. And back. So you should have felt your core working there. If you're feeling your back pop up at all, you need to check back in and make sure that you're connected. Maybe this is just your extension. Maybe you don't touch your calf all the way to the ground. Okay? No problem. Work within your limits. Know your limits. Play within it. If this is too easy for you or you're ready for the next progression, awesome. So we're going to bring those legs up one at a time, making sure that that core is locked in, and then bringing the other leg up. Okay? This may be your end game, and maybe you just hold it here. Okay? Otherwise, we can go into the exact same thing. We're going to do 2 single limb movements. So we're going to go right leg only. Touch it down, back up. If you can't extend all the way, extend as far as you can. Left leg out. Back up. Try not to move that stabilization leg. Right arm back and up. Left arm back and up. 1 more time each limb. Right and back. Left and back. Right arm and back, left arm, and back. Awesome. So come to rest. I'm just going to show you another modification. If that straight leg irritates you because your hip pops, brings pain, anything like that, keeping your knees bent at this 90 degrees, I want you to bring that heel down and back up. So I don't want you to do this, okay? Bringing the shin down. I want you to let that whole body or whole leg move still and bring it back up. But we want to make sure we're bringing it with our core. If you're just doing this and letting that shin drop, you're not engaging the core anymore. You're just moving through that knee joint, okay? So now we're going to add in, same as we did with our bird dog, we're going to add in opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to do 5 on each side, okay? If at any point this feels too intense, just throw those legs down and do them from there. I do that very often, especially at the end of the workout when my core is tired. All right? So bringing it up or keep those feet down. We're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. So right arm, left leg, moving in unison. Bring it back. Left arm, right leg, down. Bring it back. Trying to touch that calf and thumb down at the same time. Making sure that those ribs are staying down. We're not flaring them on that extension. And whatever that extension is for you, whether it's all the way down or not, you will feel that core kick in. Not paying attention as much. My quads are moving a bit as I move through these motions. So really focus on not letting those opposite limbs move. All right, that was 5. All right, a lot of times that's all I need to have a nice strong dead bug core workout, but if you want a little bit more intensity and you've got a band like this, or you just have those little booty bands, that's fine. You can keep them around your feet, and you can come from this position and you can actually go into leg extensions by adding this intensity. So you're going to extend out, keeping your arms nice and straight, and down. We're going to work the stabilization in the shoulder there, but also adding some extra intensity for the hip flexors and the core. You can also work on driving those arms back and up without moving the legs. So this is another fantastic way to add some intensity to your dead bug. Lastly, you can also add, if you have a stability ball, oh my goodness, if you have a stability ball, a medicine ball, anything like that, you can have it placed in between your hands and your knees. I will often do this from bent knee. I find sometimes it can be too intense on my back, but if not, you can bring those arms and legs up, really push in, so if you were to hit it out, it wasn't going to go anywhere. Okay, so you can add that in yourself or with a partner. Get them to try and hit it out. Otherwise, you can do this from your knees. Like I said, this is how I often do it, and then I can make sure I really get that extra push right into the ball. Okay, so there's some of our favorite core workouts. I really just did 10 reps a move, and I'm already feeling my core turned on and ready to go. Had you done that into a whole set, 10 reps per side per move, 2 or 3 times through, you would have a nice longer core workout, but I would really recommend just throwing those in at the end of your sets. Throwing in, say, that B-stretch in as a nice starter warm-up, because it's going to get that full body. That plank walkout you can throw in as an awesome finisher. And your dead bug, as I mentioned, you can open with that as well to not only turn on the core, but to get your body ready for that squat pattern. Okay, so lots of fun stuff you can do there. If you have any questions, always reach out to us. We're always here to help you and help you feel the strongest in your movements every day. So there you go. Have fun.